Hello everyone, today is January 20th in the year 2026, and this is providing you with the comprehensive weekly market review, and that's what we'll be talking about today. Regarding the previous post we shared, there were quite a few interesting questions and comments left by the community on YouTube, so we have decided that we will stick to the original plan as promised. So without any further delay, let's get straight into the detailed analysis of Bitcoin and see what the current market data is telling us today. What was expected, this correction, was indeed anticipated. It was published on all the charts, which you can see on the public trading view page. So here it is, this is it. And basically, this is the scenario going forward. So what do we have in the news? Former President Donald Trump is currently proposing to implement a significant trade tariff on Europe for those specific nations who do not want to negotiate about the purchase of Greenland, and he states that the tariff will be at a rate of exactly 10%. It might even rise to 25% later on, considering the fact that things in Europe aren't going very well as it is right now, primarily because there is absolutely no cheap energy available anymore. Energy, so to speak. And basically, the economy is not doing all that well and is not showing much strength either. Throughout the course of this past weekend, the cryptocurrency trading markets were remarkably active, and a significant number of investors have already successfully managed to enter their positions. Long positions, but as I specifically mentioned just about a week ago, we have essentially exited our positions, basically. Of the various assets that were originally set up, there were specific limit orders placed well in advance, and today even some of those particular limit orders were finally triggered. If you take a close look at the price movement here, yes, some positions have already been successfully opened, and Carter also has several others currently active. However, you can easily find out much more about those by simply following the detailed link provided right below this video. Next, as I mentioned, the weekend was active, but starting Monday, this very drop began, starting with the Asian session. Everything fell very, very, very sharply, as you can see, and any leverage positions starting from 10 times leverage were liquidated, so my condolences. So regarding the current state of Ethereum, here is what is happening at this moment. It was also showing an exceptionally robust and impressive performance, even reaching the significant milestone of 3,400 points, as you can clearly see right here on the chart. Up until this specific moment, at this very specific moment, it was actually quite interesting and truly almost magnetic in its pull. This is the kind of level that should be broken through, and there's a chance that we actually will break it, judging by... These are my personal expectations and projections for what should happen in the upcoming period of the next 1 or perhaps 2 weeks. So I think we will reach and potentially update this specific price level, but we probably won't sustain that position or remain at that point for a very long duration. That is the situation we are facing right now. So considering this, what are the potential next steps for us? We can see that not much is happening. There are some movements happening on. The indices are showing this kind of volatility within a small range, and 7,000 has already been reached. And Interestingly enough, it remains unresponsive to any news at all. It just continues to expand and rise steadily. Actually, the reason for this is because currently the American market is performing very well. Many stocks from the sectors of aerospace, artificial intelligence, hardware, software, and others. Let us take a couple of them as examples. For example, right here is a company offering high-performance flash drives designed for artificial intelligence applications. As you can see, since September here, there's been a 10 times increase, you could say, in this same sector. This is the kind of story we're seeing. Then, for example, we launch satellites. Then we commence the launching of powerful rockets. And basically, these are the fascinating types of narratives that are currently unfolding. Instead of American investors engaging in the trading of volatile assets like cats and dogs, they are now transitioning their capital into the more stable and regulated American market. And they're also actively engaging in the trading of these specific kinds of assets, ones that are much more straightforward and easy to understand, significantly more compelling and inherently interesting, and that actually possess dynamic and observable price action. At the very least, there's definitely energy here. There's a suggestion that 2026 could be the year of space. That includes SpaceX and other companies. Well, as we can see already, we're drawing a kind of parabola here. Honestly, I mean, of course, I'll try to find a good entry point, but as you can see, we'll have to wait and see what happens. What does the chart show, and what other news do we have? In Congress, the proposed Clarity for Payment Stablecoins Act, which was designed to allow for the regulated issuance of stablecoins with built-in yield, did not successfully pass through the legislative process. So, in order to effectively earn a sustainable yield on various stablecoins, this process was carefully orchestrated by lobbyists representing traditional banking systems and traditional financial markets. Because, as you might naturally expect, Kubiko, the global cryptocurrency market, offers substantially more attractive and lucrative interest rates, and they certainly don't want to lose out on those significant potential profits. It is precisely for this reason that's why everything has shifted to the cryptocurrency market. So that's the story that's unfolding. They haven't given the green light on all fronts yet, but as you can see, mass adoption is already quite strong. Now let us transition back to our detailed discussion about Bitcoin. It would be fair to say that we are currently standing on the brink of a precipice. On the edge of a precipice, right now, everything is exactly the same as before, absolutely the same targets. Everything is unchanged. Here, it's just that our adorable little digital crypto hamsters are simply being in and enjoying their time, continually convinced that somehow there hasn't been an alt season, but I truly thank God you're watching this channel, and here you are with us today. Get information with at least some degree of common sense. At the very least, you won't lose money from this information. So this year we've even managed to we've already made profits, and as you can see, our trades are currently in the green. So this year won't be an easy one for us, but we'll reclaim everything that is ours with the greatest care, because this year will be one to remember. This is a dynamic environment in which you constantly need to change. You must be able to stay incredibly flexible and adapt yourself to the ever-shifting current market situation as quickly and efficiently as possible. This requires constant vigilance and a proactive mindset. That's why the assets were acquired with specific targets in mind. We expect this kind of rebound and then another exit afterwards. And the existing limit orders on the books will again be recalculated and adjusted accordingly for various other assets because of this market drop. Well, as we can see, I can't say that it's predetermined, but there's a very high probability that we'll reach those levels. And right now we face the greatest risks. These are funds that hold a large amount of cryptocurrency because this is the main pressure on the market. As you understand, that's why there haven't been any good moves in altcoins in the year 2025, primarily because most of these tokens had already been sold at various early stages at very attractive prices, and they were gradually being sold off. Investment funds essentially had their own private alt season. Unlike you, that is exactly why. Please stay tuned, because I have a small announcement to share. I have now started actively working on updating the Academy. If you want to get these materials for free, there is a welcome link located just below this video, and I'll be waiting for you. Feel free to ask your questions in the comments below the video as well. I'll answer them in the next episode. Thank you all and have a great day. Bye.